You ever just use an app and it works perfectly? It's smooth, it's flawless, no crashes. It kind of feels like magic, doesn't it? But it's not magic, not at all. It's a plan. So let's pull back the curtain and dive into this hidden world and uncover the secret strategy behind pretty much every great app you use. So let's just start with the biggest question of all. If you're building a brand new app totally from scratch, how do you know it's actually ready for people to use? How do you find all the little problems before your customers do? Now, you might be thinking, well, you just kind of tap on all the buttons and see what breaks, right? But no. Professional software testing is this incredibly deep, methodical process. It's way less like just playing with an app and a whole lot more like being a detective, following a very, very specific trail of clues. You know what? To really get this, I want you to step into the role with me. Forget you're just watching this. For the next few minutes, you are a software tester. You're on the team, and your mission, should you choose to accept it, is to make absolutely sure a new online store is perfect before it goes live. Okay, first things first. Every great mission starts with a really clear objective. Before we even think about touching a single line of code, we need to understand the fundamental nature of what we're actually building. And that brings us to a super important distinction: project versus product. Think of it this way. Are we making a custom-made suit for one specific person? That's a project. Or are we designing a line of clothes that thousands of people can buy off the rack? That's a product. The difference is absolutely crucial, because a project just has one client to keep happy. A project has to work for everybody. And for our mission today, we are testing a product. It's a brand new e-commerce website that anyone on the internet can use. So yeah, the stakes are really high. One little bug could affect thousands, maybe tens of thousands of potential customers. All right, mission accepted. Now, let's get to know the product itself. Like any good detective, you got to know the lay of the land before you start poking around. So every web app like this one basically has two sides. You've got the front end. That's the pretty public website that customers see. It's the storefront where you browse and search and buy things. And then you've got the back end. Think of that as the private stockroom, the manager's office where the admins handle inventory, track orders, and run the whole business. Now, the back end is vital, for sure, but our primary target, our focus, is going to be the front end. And why is that? Well, because it's the part every single customer is going to interact with. It is the face of the brand, and it's our job to make sure it's a friendly and, reliable one. Okay, so mission understood, application identified. You might be thinking, all right, time to start testing, but not yet. See, the most critical work we do actually happens before the application even really exists. First, we have to read the blueprint. And I know that leads to a fascinating question, right? How in the world can you test something that's still just an idea on paper? Well, the answer is inside a single, incredibly important document. Meet the FRS, which stands for Functional Requirement Specification. It's the architect's blueprint for our entire online store. This document tells us everything: where the virtual door should be, how the search bar should work, what happens when you click Buy Now. It defines exactly how the app is supposed to behave. And this document is packed with detail. I mean, it's got an introduction, it has deep dives on every single feature, and it even has mock-up screens, which are basically just pictures of what the final app is supposed to look like. By studying this, we can actually start testing the logic and the user flow long before a developer writes even one line of code. So we've studied the blueprint. We know exactly what we're supposed to build. Now we need a strategy. It's time to create the official game plan. So, if the FRS blueprint is the what, then the test plan is the how. This is our master strategy document. It's where we map out our entire approach to testing this thing, leaving absolutely nothing to chance. And really, the test plan just boils down to answering four simple but critical questions. Number one, what are we testing? And just as important, what are we not testing? Number two, how are we going to test it? What's our strategy? What tools do we need? 3, who is on the team and what's everyone's job? And finally, 4, when does this all need to be done? The schedule, the deadlines, the whole shebang. All right, we have our blueprint. We've got our game plan. There's just one more step we gotta take before we can start writing those super detailed step-by-step test instructions. We need to build a high-level checklist. This is where we create something called test scenarios. Now, don't think of these as individual little clicks. Think of them as broad goals, as the main features we have to verify. They're like the chapter titles for our entire testing story. So for our one e-commerce application, we have to identify every single major area that needs to be checked. So how many of these high-level chapters do you think there are? 31. Yep, that's 31 distinct chapters in our testing story, from the moment you land on the home page to that final thank you page. Each one needs its own systematic plan of attack. And what do these scenarios look like? Well, they're simple, clear goals. Things like verify user registration works correctly, or validate the search bar functionality. Each one acts like a mini mission objective, which makes sure we don't miss a single major feature of the app. And that's the whole journey, all before the first real test is ever even run. We go from understanding the product to reading the blueprint to creating the game plan and then building out that final checklist. The entire process is designed to make sure that when we finally do start clicking, every single click has a clear, defined purpose. So the next time you use an app and it just works perfectly, the login is instant, the search is fast, the purchase is totally seamless, just take a second and ask yourself what invisible blueprints, what hidden plans, and what detailed checklists had to be executed perfectly just to make that experience possible.